All right, folks, welcome back. We're moving on to example 3 here. And you can make a mistake with 3 if you're not careful. So I'm going to show you an easy way out of 3. Obviously, taking the natural log of both sides, it's already isolated, the variable expression is. So I would just take the natural log of both sides of this, and that will, I said variable expression, I meant the exponential expression. So we do the natural log of e to the 3 minus 2x on both sides, right? And now the natural log of e is 1, or we're going to use that same property that says natural log of e to the x is x, and that makes this a 3x, or 3 minus 2x. That's equal to the natural log of 4. So we want to subtract 3 to the other side, right? So we'll have negative 2x is natural log of 4 minus 3. And finally, we want to just divide this by negative 2. So I'm going to let my final answer look like this. X equals the natural log of 4 minus 3 divided by negative 2. And I encourage you to check these. I'm not going to do this one because I don't want to waste. It's not a waste of time. I don't want the videos to get so long. And I'll check the next one because the next one gets to be kind of messy. All right, so I'm going to clear this one out. If you have to pause the video, do it. And I'm going to go to the next one and work on that one. Now, this one's got some opportunities for some mistakes too. And I got this one actually from Delta Math, so there is a good chance you're going to run into something like this. So follow my example. Sometimes you have to get creative with these things, okay? All right, so let's get in here and just get to work on this, and I'm going to write it down. All right, so in this case here, the very first thing is to isolate the exponential expression. And to be clear on what that is, it is this 1.085 raised to the 0.1x plus 5. So that's our exponential expression right there. So I got to get the 189 out of the way. And once we add 189 to both sides, so we'll say, okay, I got to get you out of here, and I'll have to put you over here. And that's going to give us 390. And then that's equal to 260 times 1.085 to the 0.1x plus 5. And the final step here is, we got multiplication here, is to divide 390 by 260. And that's going to isolate that expression like we wanted. And now we got some choices we could make here. All right. This right here simplifies to 3 halves, it turns out. So this is actually equal to 3 halves. So there's your new equation right there, really. It's just from here over. All right, so there's a couple ways to go at this. It might not be all that intuitive to take the log of base 3 halves of both sides, but it turns out to maybe shorten the steps a little bit. You could do it by doing log base 10, you know, and you get into there's just really no great short way out of some of these, okay? So I'm going to show you the shortest way I think there is. If you know a better way, and there probably is. It's just the way I did it. I'm going to clear this so we can start from scratch. I'm going to rewrite that up here. All right, so we want to finish this up, and right now we have 3 halves. Where are we? Oh, there we are. 3 halves is equal to 1.085 to the 0.1x plus 5. Now, like I said, take log base 3 halves. Just to clean things up on that left-hand side is one way to do it. That leaves you doing log base 3 halves of 1.085 to the 0.1x plus 5. Log base 3 halves of 3 halves is 1, right? So that's saying 3 halves to what power gives me 3 halves? 1 does that. So 1 equals. Now in this same move right here, just so we don't have so much writing to do, I'm going to move that exponent out front using my third law. I don't want to write it because it's just going to be kind of messy. But remember, exponents can be moved into the front of your expression. So really you're going to have, and I'm going to use parentheses, 0.1x plus 5, I'm supposed to say plus, times log 3/2, base 3/2 of 1.085. All right, now, a good way out of this now would be to, I don't know what just happened there, would be to divide both sides by this log base 3/2 of 1.085. Now, you might want to distribute this. This is just a number, by the way. You can put this in the calculator anytime you want to. And distribute to both of those terms. That's fine too. But I'm choosing just to divide this out of my way for right now, okay? So I'm going to divide both sides by this log base 3/2 of 1.085. And I'm going to clear this so we can have another clean slate. So I'm going to have, when I do that, I'm going to have 1 divided by log base 3/2 1.085, and that's equal to 0.1x plus 5. Now if you go into your calculator and turn these into decimals and you start approximating through several steps, you do lose your accuracy if you're not careful doing that. So I prefer to get to the end of it and then put it in the calculator at one time. So now I'm going to subtract 5. Right, so I'm going to have log, it's a lot of writing, right? Log base 3/2 of 1.085 minus 5, and that's equal to 0.1x. Now, instead of saying divide by 0.1, I think I'm going to say multiply by 10, because remember, that's 1/10, and it makes the answer look a little cleaner. So really, x is equal to, multiply by 10 on both sides. X is equal to 10 times, I'm going to use a bracket here because that's kind of a big mess there, 1 divided by log base 3/2 1.085, close it, minus 5, and that is an exact answer. All right, we haven't messed with anything. That's a perfectly exact answer, and we should check it. Okay, so let's do that to wrap this video up. If you don't want to see that, you're free to obviously go, but I'm going to check this to show you how you can check something even this messy. Okay, let me clear this out. And first, let me show you, just to go back and take a glimpse of what it's supposed to be and explain what I'm going to do. I'm going to plug the decimal approximation into this x right here. And I better get 201 when I do it, okay? So that's the idea. So let me come back in here. And we have to calculate what we just had. We had 10 times. Now I'm going to use my fraction template here to make this a little bit easier to look at. 1 divided by, I'm going to get my log base out of here. All right, base 3/2. And I'm going to need 1.085 inside there. All right, so let's come out of those parentheses, up out of that denominator, subtract 5, and close it. And we're going to get that number. So there's your approximation for what we just got. Now the idea is to plug it back into x. So we're going to try that, and we're supposed to get 201. So we're going to get 260 times 1.085. And now that's going to be raised to the 0.1 times. Now you can come up here and grab that stuff like that, put it in there, close that parenthesis, and I need to say plus 5. Leave the exponent, and then say minus 189. And that's supposed to check out to be 201, and it is. So we did our calculation correctly, and we checked our answer, and we did a good job on it. So now you can submit that into your Delta Math, and with some confidence. These can take a little bit of time. They're a lot of work. As you can see, some are and some aren't. But anyway, I hope this video is helpful for you, and I will see you in the logarithmic equation set. And good luck.